Blackbeard's life is in terrible danger. There is someone or something terrible coming for him, and if it catches him, I'm afraid he'll be no more. That thing or person coming for him is none other than Imu. In this video, I'll be giving my theory on why I think Imu had Blackbeard's bounty poster. Now, before we officially start this beautiful theory, keep this in mind. It is heavily speculated that Imu is from the Void Century, and that they belong to the Nerona family. Please keep this in mind throughout the video. Now let's get to it. So we all know Imu had pictures of 4 individuals, with Blackbeard being one of the 4. 3 of these individuals have now been confirmed to be linked back to the Void Century. Let's take a look at exactly how these individuals are linked to this mysterious century. First, we have Luffy. He's the second coming of Joy Boy, a historical figure who lived during the Void Century 800 years ago. Joy Boy is believed to have possessed the Nika fruit just like Luffy. We know this because when Luffy awakened his devil fruit, Zunisha said Joy Boy has returned. He also went on to say, "It's just like you're really here, Joy Boy." On top of that, we learned from the 5 elders that Zoan-type devil fruits have a will of their own, and it's a strong possibility that this fruit picked Luffy to be its next host after Joy Boy. See, this fruit has been evading the world government for 800 years. I know it sounds crazy, but this is all facts. We still don't know exactly why it chose Luffy, but my guess would be that his ambitions are the same Joy Boy. This fruit hadn't been awakened in 800 years. Luffy awakened its true power, making him the current Joy Boy. The second person we have connected to the Void Century is Vivi. She is connected to the Void Century by blood relation, unlike Luffy, who is connected through his devil fruit and ambitions. Vivi's ancestor was the Queen of Arabasta 800 years ago. Her name was Lily. After the collapse of the Great Kingdom, she refused to move to marry Jawaz and become a world noble. As such, she also did not leave the symbolic weapon at the empty throne, being the only person to do so. Before her strange disappearance, she released the Peneglepies into the world, scattering them in various unknown places. To this day, we still have no idea how she was able to move these large, indestructible stone sculptures. The third individual is none other than the current mermaid princess Shirahoshi. Much like Luffy, she is tied to the Void Century because she too is the second coming of a historical figure. She's the second coming of Poseidon. Poseidon is a mermaid princess within the royal family who shows up every so rarely. Poseidon is one of the 3 ancient weapons and has the ability to command sea kings. This ability is said to cause earthquakes and sink islands with ease. Joy Boy made a promise to the first Poseidon that he'd help her bring Noah to the surface to start its mission. Joy Boy didn't keep his promise, and this mission was never finished. He stated that someone 800 years from now would come along and finish his promise made to the original mermaid princess. Shirahoshi and Luffy's job in the current timeline is to finish the job that their predecessors started. So that's it for how those 3 individuals are connected to the Void Century, but I bet you guys are wondering, where does Blackbeard come into play? See, a lot of the One Piece fan base thinks that Blackbeard is the second coming of Rocks, because his ship is named after him. Blackbeard's territory is also around Pirate Island, the same island where the Rocks pirates formed. Now don't get me wrong, this is good evidence on why Blackbeard could be the second coming of Rocks, but it's not strong enough in my opinion. I feel these things are simply Blackbeard looking up to Rocks as an inspirational figure, similar to how lots of pirates were inspired by Gold Roger. However, my theory is that Blackbeard is the official second coming of Imu. Now hear me out. As we've seen in the series, both Blackbeard and Imu are both portrayed to be associated with darkness. Blackbeard's devil fruit is literally named the Dark Dark Fruit, and Imu is always portrayed to be this pitch-black silhouette figure. Now let me shortly explain how Imu is associated with darkness. Imu refer to themselves as Mu, which in Japanese means nothing or void. If they are truly Imu Nerona, note that Nero means black in Italian. When the 5 elders asked Imu who they needed to eliminate, in these exact words they also state, "Whose light should be extinguished." This is also similar to how Blackbeard told Ace light or darkness. Only one will win. I find it very interesting how both of these characters both seem to be the opposing forces to life. Also, I saved this part for last. We know Imu is the supreme ruler of the world government. Even the 5 elders bow down to them. Imu pulls strings around the world and decides who gets erased from history. Now, in one of the recent chapters, Jay Garcia asked Blackbeard's crew, what are they after? They then responded with the world. This lets us know both Blackbeard and Imu have the same goals of conquering the world. If Blackbeard truly is the second coming of Imu, that means his plans would interfere with Imu's plan. There can only be one ruler of the world. Also remember, Imu is rumored to be from the Void Century, and we know history in One Piece repeats itself. So this means just like how Joy Boy, Poseidon, and Lily's successors were born, so was Imu's successor. But the only problem is Imu is still alive, unlike the other historical figures who met their demise. This means Blackbeard will pose a threat to Imu's throne. That's why Blackbeard must be eliminated. I hope you enjoyed this theory. That is all, folks. If you watched this far, I appreciate you.